They've been on a bit of a break. Find your rhythm, get your footing, get back to the way that you were playing. For St. Louis, counterattack is going to be a big key. It's the only area that Indy has shown any kind of vulnerability at all this year. And then the other part is you got to have an answer for Pasher and Ayoze. Ayoze did not play the last time that they met, and Pasher only played 17 minutes. Those two have been lethal for opponents that play Indy, and St. Louis has to have an answer.
Last time out for the Indy 11, they won at North Carolina, 2-1. Their franchise record 6th road victory of the season. Illich gets the touch from Starikov, trying to find a window of space. Draws 3 defenders in his area and eventually loses possession. Illich spent his last 4 years at Lou City, including winning a pair of USL Cup championships.
He just really had a breakout season last year.
Right.
And you look at the story, too. It's great. I think it was an open tryout he walked into 4 or 5 years ago. And then they have such a kind of rigid player evaluation as far as what they're expecting, what they're looking for. He fit that, grew up in the system, broke out last year with, what, 11 goals, 14 assists, something like that?
Tomas Gomez in net tonight, getting his 8th appearance of the season for St. Louis. St. Louis FC applying the pressure early and often in this match.
And it's been effective, and you know, maybe that's one of the things that on the chalkboard early in the game, they said, look, let's see if we can't get them on their heels and pinch one early.
Evan Newton, he has 7 clean sheets so far this year, and he has the record amount of clean sheets for his career in the USL Championship. Well, the Indy 11 have been stingy wherever they have played this year, but that has been doubly so at home. Goals as in less than you need one hand to count is what the Indy 11 have allowed at home so far this year.
Well, you know, it comes from even before you take the field in training camp. It's the roster you assemble, and they've put together great goalkeeping. They got a great back line. You know, they got a workhorse of Tyler Gibson and Kenny Walker, you know, right in front as a front screen for that back line. It is a tough team to break down.
Martin Rennie, his 2nd year as the Indy 11 head coach, was not on the sideline 2 weeks ago in North Carolina. Was watching the press box. Juan Garrett on the sideline after Martin was asked to leave the match in Nashville a bit early. Matt Watson earns a start in a 2nd straight game. Now Lucas Farias, good ball, just nobody there. There's Anthony Pulis, head coach of St. Louis FC. You maybe have heard of his father, Tony, that has coached in places like Stoke and West Brom and Crystal Palace. Anthony played over in England and played for Orlando City during their USL days, then coached Orlando City's their B side in the USL before taking the job in St. Louis. St. Louis, a playoff team in the Western Conference last year. Both they and Swope Park moved from the Western Conference to the Eastern Conference this season. In fact, St. Louis, this is their 5th year of existence, and they have flipped between the Western and Eastern Conference every year.
Oh, good touch.
Opportunity here for Fernandez. Hackshaw races back. Ball played across. Just outside of the 18, left-footed shot, and again, Newton takes no chances, lifts it up and over the bar.
Yeah, great shot, but really, I think Fernandez could have done a whole lot more with that opportunity.
Kadeem Dakers, the player that gave it a run. Second corner of this match coming down for St. Louis FC. 12 different players have scored a goal this year for St. Louis. This is Hilton that sends it in. A low ball that again Walker gets to first. Second time he has won the corner from a defensive perspective.
And if you're St. Louis, you got to be frustrated. You got 2 early corner kicks and you can't clear the first defender on either one of them.
Now The way this portion of this match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong. Hilton, one of 3 players for St. Louis that has started every match this season. Hilton, Kavita, and Fink all making their 22nd start of the season. And this is the 22nd match for St. Louis FC. In fact, Kavita has played every minute of every match this year. Iose.
Good repossession.
Now Wemett. Even though we opened the broadcast by talking about changes on the roster, this is not that different of an 11 that we're seeing here for Indy, especially in the back 2/3, if you will. Farias.
Great cut.
Just again, couldn't find a target inside of the 18. (3-5-2) the formation tonight for the Indy 11. Starikoff and Illich working up top. And that'll be a foul on Barrett.
And probably not a bad foul. You take a look at one of the things that St. Louis can be effective in doing is counterattacking. Here you got Hackshaw coming up, trying to overlap Starikoff and Iose. And then there's the turnover, and Hackshaw's 20-30 yards out of position, and so Patty Barrett comes over, slows play down, allows Hackshaw to recover.
Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com. This is the only match in the league taking place today. And this match was not scheduled originally for today. This is one of 3 Indy 11 home matches that were moved once the Indianapolis Colts schedule came out back in April. Another giveaway by Indy. Hilton with the ball at his feet. I'm not sure we have seen a team take it to Indy here in this building as much early as St. Louis has done so far.
No, and I tell you, just a couple of, misplayed, missed touches. You got Fernandez coming in, and instead of continuing to attack that space or bending the ball behind the back line, he plays the ball in front of the back line, slow, that allows Indy to get players behind the ball. And Lewis just had an opportunity here on the turnover, to go in, and he pulled it back and sent it back to the back line and allowed Indy to recover.
Providing some pressure. Illich, the game winner against North Carolina 15 days ago on an assist from Tyler Gibson. Fans, the Cliff Bar Baking Company, Indianapolis, is proud to team up with Indy 11, provide meals to IPS students through the Meals for Miles program. And Iose draws a foul, and this is within range for the lethal left foot of Iose. Iose scored his only goal so far of the season from the penalty spot in a loss to Hartford back on July 13th. We have seen Walker from this distance show some success as well. So it could be either option here.
And I like a ball lifted to the back of the 6 and have Hackshaw maybe crash that back post and see if he can get a piece of it.
It'll be Walker. And the short hop played well by Gomez. This portion of this match presented by Keystone Construction. It's more than construction. We build a vision. Look at Neville wearing the hair a bit tighter than normal this evening. Not sure if that's a Sunday look. We don't see him play on Sundays very often.
We have seen it once before. You don't keep stats on that?
I will now.
Okay.
2 goals for Neville, but again, not here primarily for his offensive prowess. Here for what he has done defensively all season long. Good job by Gibson to get a boot in the middle. Prevent the give-and-go opportunity, with Hilton being the recipient for St. Louis.
Good little combination, too, from St. Louis. Good opportunity.
Well, St. Louis so far tonight has looked like the team that won 4 of their first 5. And they look like the team that beat Chicago and Cincinnati in U.S. Open Cup play. Last time Indy 11 was in this building, 2-0 winners against Loudoun United, one of their many clean sheets at home on the season. Last time the Indy 11 allowed a goal in this building was on Paulo Del Piccolo's glorious set piece left foot in a 1-1 draw back on June 29th. That's one of 2 goals the Indy 11 have allowed in this building on the season.
Yeah, I'm not sure the mindset or the rationale behind it. You know, maybe there's going to be an answer that comes a little bit later, but St. Louis has now 3 times had a turnover in midfield, and their first look and their first touch is to knock that ball back and allow Indy to recover. This is such a strong defensive unit that you've got to take opportunities right away when you've got them out of position or you've got them stretched on those repossessions and turnovers.
Long distance ball looking for Iose. Flag goes up. Iose not happy with the call. By the way, our referee tonight is Elton Garcia. Art Rustamaya. And Jeffrey Skinker are assistant referees tonight. Fans, you can show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive Indiana Members Credit Union Indy 11 debit card at any Indiana Members Credit Union branch or online at imcu.com today.
It is a dangerous opportunity here.
Foul whistle. Cicerone draws it. He played with FC Cincinnati a season ago, as did so many of these members of the Indy 11. There are 4 of them on the field tonight.
Zero chance of a shot from here, so you're taking a look at putting the ball up there and seeing if you can get one that Greg or Fink can go run down.
And those have been the goal scorers on the season, 5 and 5 apiece. Hilton sends it in, and Newton just lets that one sail by. That could have been more from St. Louis.
Yeah, we could say that on every one of their restarts so far. You know, that restarts and counters are how, you know, when you're playing a team that is as good defensively as Indy, those are your keys to kind of neutralize their strength. Oh my goodness, you kidding me? That's the way to neutralize their defensive strength, is on restarts and on counterattacks. And St. Louis has led, you know, a number of opportunities of both go right now.
Some outstanding bits of individual skill by Messrs. Iose, Illich, and Watson for the Indy 11. To find Farias attacking from the right side. Good job to avoid one defender. Couldn't do much about the second one in Fernandez. Farias with no goals, but 2 assists. This is his 8th start of the season. Starikoff, the lead for Hatshaw.
About it.
Walker. And it is a touch. Corner kick coming.
And you know, with the absence of Voltz, Illich is going to take on a little bit more of that playmaking role up front.
We've seen him do that before.
Just incredible. So has everybody in the league, and yet he can still pull it off.
He's got the skill to basically say, I'm going to put the ball here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's incredible. Just incredible.
Walker to send it in. Greg got there first for St. Louis. Met the target for Indy. And another foul called against St. Louis. Well, both teams getting their opportunities at set pieces early and often today. Two players on your screen have combined for 7 assists on the year. By the way, this match brought to us by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. This time it's Iose. Cicerone got there first for St. Louis. Good ball. Met got ahead to it. Couldn't steer it on frame. That was a good combination a year ago. Iose to Met, primarily on corners. Has not had the same success rate this season.
Great ball. Great effort.
By Hackshaw. Seeing 5 in the midfield tonight for the Indy 11. They have played 3 at the back most of the year, far as a giveaway. But they played far more 3-4-3 than tonight's 3-5-2. What does that mean from a tactic standpoint, Brad? The difference in 5 in the midfield versus 4 for Mark Rennie's team.
Well, sometimes you take a look and you make these tactical decisions based on what you see in film on your opponent, and sometimes you do it because of your personnel. And so when you look at it, it may be the combination of Illich and Starikoff that has led to it, but it gives you a little bit more opportunity to possess in the middle of the field, opens up a little bit of space up top. Good ball.
Great hustle by Starikoff. He does pick up the foul. Eugene playing just his 4th league match of the season. His previous 3, the first 3 of the league campaign before going through a long-term injury.
Yeah, he's got a 5th gear and a 4th gear. I don't think I've ever seen anything lower than that. So coming off of the absence that he's had since March, I'd expect him to be effective maybe till about the 70th minute.
Again, you forget how good his top-end speed is until you see it right there.
Yeah.
By the way, fans, you can follow the Indy 11 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Yep. Miscue there, couldn't save it.
Right read, right decision, bad execution.
Fans, make sure you join us every Saturday morning for Soccer Saturday on the all-new 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. This week it was Martin Rennie as well as Kyle Martino talking Premier League. We talked about the upcoming Mayor's Cup International Futsal Tournament with Justin Bate of Indiana Soccer. You can download the show anytime you'd like and listen on your schedule at 1075thefan.com. Window open for Iose. Watson scampers over to try to keep the attack going, but Gomez got there first. Met got there late.
I tell you, I like the design of that corner kick, though. You bunch players into the box, you group their back line in there, you put another guy short, pull a guy out into the corner, so they've got 2 out on the corner, and that leaves Ioze free. And that's a pretty talented, pretty good option for you.
Met, the second-year Indy 11 player, making his 15th appearance of the season, his 14th as a starter. And there you see the guy that, if Carl cannot continue, who would be his immediate replacement in Mitchell Osman.
Yeah, boy, in slow motion, that looked a whole lot worse than it did real time.
Obviously inadvertent from Gomez.
Yeah.
But usually after the high knee, there's usually one more move than you go for the 3 count. Hopefully Carl can stay in the contest.
As hard as he plays and as many hits as he takes, I don't think we've ever seen him actually come out and stay in.
And immediately the handshake between the 2 combatants.
Yeah.
Again, knowing he was, and I don't need to tell you this, as a guy that played professionally for over a decade, your focus is not on anybody around you. You're looking at the ball the entire time.
Yeah, and you're so wired in those moments. You got so much adrenaline going through you as a keeper when you're coming out in, and you know there's going to be contact, and you're coming out in traffic. You often don't feel it.
He will kind of go through the standard operating procedure of the concussion protocol before he is allowed to go back into the game, and I think he has been given the thumbs up to do just that.
Yeah, and the tactical adjustment is one that either Martin Reddy sends in or Matt Watson just knows. You know, his soccer IQ, he can play anywhere on the field. Ouimet's out. Okay, Matty drops back into that space and takes it until he's back in.
By the way, this portion of the match brought to us by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And Ouimet already back on the field of play. We referenced Mitch Osman. He was so good in the month of June when Neville Hackshaw was out on international duty for Trinidad and Tobago. Mitch really is the 4th starter on a 3-man back line.
And I tell you, you look at Hackshaw being pulled away for national team duty, and you look at that and you say, oh my gosh, this guy is so impressive defensively. But what it does do, it gives you early in the season the opportunity to really get a sense of what Mitch Osman can do. And he gets his confidence. Now everybody's got full faith in him. If anybody goes down, you know you're covered.
Of course, with so many midweek matches coming up in September and October, you will need to rotate through that roster with your head coach Martin Running. In 14 matches in 60 days to finish the calendar for the Indy 11. Opportunity here. Cicerone draws the foul. Free kick coming. We've seen this script before in tonight's contest.
And I tell you, I really like the build on that, a little bit of short combination. And then when G saw that he had a 1v1 on Indy's back line, he sends that ball directly up there. And that's what starts this opportunity for St. Louis.
You touched on it in the keys to the game, Brad. Restarts were crucial for St. Louis, and they've continued to give themselves opportunities. And frankly, this is kind of the playbook the Indy 11 had a season ago.
Yeah, and this is a tough one here because you've got 2 tools in your toolbox. You've got a shot, or you've got an opportunity to do something else from it.
So Evan Newton directing the wall. It'll be a 5-man wall for Indy, as has been the case in corners and set pieces. Hilton and Fernandez have kind of sized things up for St. Louis. He certainly is in go-for-goal range. Hilton has 1 on the season. That one not close. And the continued missed opportunities for St. Louis.
Scratching my head right now. You've had 2 corner kicks. You've had 2 or 3 really good opportunities on restarts, and you've drawn nothing from them, not even anything dangerous. That's something you've got to get clicked in on, and it's a difference maker in this game.
Fans, be sure to tune to ESPN News on Wednesday at 7 for the next edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. Matchup of 2 of the best in the East. North Carolina FC welcomes the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Wednesday Night Soccer, 7 o'clock on ESPN News. Tampa Bay has lost 3 times this year. 1 of those to North Carolina at home earlier this summer. Tampa Bay lost to Birmingham at home last weekend. Rowdies currently in 2nd in the East. Walker lost it. Barrett got in the way to slow the progress of St. Louis.
It's crazy how things change too. You know, you would have a month ago said Tampa Bay lost to Birmingham. You would have said, wow, what happened? But Birmingham is red hot right now.
Tom Sohn was named the league's coach of the month in July. We kind of saw him at the bottom when they were here in late June. A 3-0 Wednesday night loss to Indy that evening. Indy will head to play at Birmingham Legion on a Friday night in September, on September the 20th. They are in the battle for a playoff position. There's not many in the East who are out of that last playoff spot. Of course, with the conferences expanding this year, going to 18 teams aside, the playoffs expand as well. 10 teams in both East and West will make the postseason.
And I say that's what makes this such a that's a great ball. That is a great ball.
Hackshaw. Diagonal ball for Farias. Good shoulder-to-shoulder play there by St. Louis.
So that's what makes this such a massive game for St. Louis right now, with that 10th spot, and then being in that 10th spot. As bad and as difficult as the last 3 months have been for them, a win tonight has them right back in it.
And St. Louis is really in the same boat as Indy, where we talked about this all year long, where Indy has, several matches in hand. For example, on first place Red Bulls 2, Indy has 4 matches in hand, 3 after tonight. St. Louis still has 12 matches to play after this evening. Indy has 13, so you will start gaining positions as long as you keep getting results.
Yeah, there's a really different feel though too when you're where Indy 11 is right now, and you're on a really good run and a really good tear. Having those extra games in hand is just such a luxury and such a comfort. When you're in the position that St. Louis is in, you're thinking, thank goodness we still have that opportunity.
The flick for Ouimet. Ouimet.
Why not?
Not often in that position is Carl.
There's no film on him dribbling a guy in the box.
You can literally see the wheels in his mind turning as he was making that play. The lead for Iose, well defended by St. Louis.
There you go. There you go.
Greg off to the races. Barrett tracks back with him. And you're going to realize the defender was closing down on him.
Yep.
Decided to go for it from distance.
And not a bad decision. You got Patty Barrett, full sprint heading at you, and you got Newton a little bit off. I mean, there's a window. If you can get it up and down, there's a window.
Saw Newton was off his line, but not significantly.
Right.
That was more about knowing he had zero help behind him. This portion of the match presented by Keystone Construction. It's more than construction. We build a vision. Playing the midfield has been really impressive for St. Louis tonight.
I'll tell you what, Cicerone's playing, a little bit outside, a little bit up front, a little bit in the midfield, but I love his pressure and the decisions he's making on when to step to the ball.
Good job by Paris G just to get enough of that ball to steer it away from Starikoff. We haven't talked much about the kind of back line of defense for St. Louis tonight. because we haven't had to. The midfield have not let the ball get to them all that much.
Good touch.
Good job to block that shot. Combination of Hackshaw, Barrett, Gibson there as well, but another corner coming for St. Louis.
Hackshaw has this great sixth sense as he just understands when a shot is going to come, and he does a great job of always just sort of sticking a foot in there right at that last moment.
Fernandez on the left. It'll be him this time. And that'll be a foul. Watson, the player that was fouled. Oscar Umar, the player that committed said foul. Umar, 26-year-old from Ghana. Content to let his players get a bit further downfield before hitting the reset button. There's been little for the back line guys to do. Fanuel Kavita playing that ball back to Gomez. Possession of the opener heavily in favor of the Indy 11. That has not been the case tonight. The score remains the same at 0-0. There was not a goal scored when these two teams met back in March until the 61st minute.
Sometimes when you start, 4 wins in your first 5 matches, you have kind of a false sense of who you are personality-wise. Then you hit a tough stretch like St. Louis has been on, and you kind of come down to earth. But that's not the case. They've got a good roster. This is a good team.
This is an Indy 11 team that has made a habit of winning matches late. 6 of their 12 wins have come from the 80th minute on. So a little late game heroics won't phase this group if it heads that direction. I prefer it not to be.
Yeah, but it's such a great, kind of characteristic that you develop. Every team develops their own kind of personality and their own, kind of feel. Oh, what a ball.
Hackshaw does a good job of getting in the way.
He's going to let that run for 30 yards.
Kadeem Dakers, the player that couldn't find a way around the sizable center back in Hackshaw.
So when you have this personality of a team that is never out of it, always finds a way to get, especially late in games, your belief in your teammates, your belief in the final result never wanes.
This portion of this match brought to us by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. First of back-to-back Sunday night matches for the Indy 11. And that necessitated when the Colts schedule came out in April. This is the first of 3 matches that were moved from the original Indy 11 schedule. This was slated to be a match played last night. Also, the season finale that was originally set for October the 19th moved to the 16th. Can Starikov get there? No. He turned over his left shoulder, ball went over his right.
It's a good look, though. Good look by Kenny. I think it was Kenny Walker that delivered that ball.
And Walker delivered the foul. Walker, the veteran FC Cincinnati man, before making his way up I-74. A goal and 4 assists for Walker this year. Good looking ball here.
Man, it's such a great thing to have so much confidence in the feet of your goalkeeper. I mean, it's just such a great relief of pressure and opportunities like that. That anytime they're in a jam, boom, you know you can lay it back to him and it's going to be fine.
Newton never gets phased on those, does he?
No.
Now Watson charging forward. Scored a goal 2 weeks ago with the 34-year-old team captain.
Oh, good touch.
Jose couldn't get an angle. Awfully compact now, St. Louis. They managed to get 9 behind the ball. Starikoff.
What a ball. What a ball. Oh, my goodness, what a ball.
He creates windows of space. Couldn't get his head to it.
There is just a fraction of a window between what the goalkeeper's range is and that back line, and it's put perfectly.
What a ball by Farias. Best combination of play so far for the Indy 11 tonight. Another outstanding ball from Farias. Watson selects Illich.
Oh my,
rebound, couldn't get there in time. Could Starikoff.
Oh,
what a save by Gomez.
My, what a save.
All of a sudden, the spigot has been turned on for the Indy 11. His options were Illich and Starikoff. I don't think he chose wrong.
No.
Gomez made a fantastic play.
And we've seen that so many times, that ball that's slotted back behind the back line for Starikoff, who always makes that right run. And so you know it's in St. Louis's head. But what a shot and what a save.
21 saves on the season for Gomez coming in. Our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of the first half, brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Use the width of the field here. Too much from Farias. Yeah. Knew it as soon as he hit it.
Great step, great move to create a little bit of a space for himself and just hit the wrong ball.
One of now 2 Brazilians on this Indy 11 roster, and one of the 3 new faces brought on by the team in the last couple of weeks. Gabriel Rodriguez, not in the 18 tonight, but a 6'4" forward. Target player potentially available for the Indy 11 in the next few weeks. Lamette quickly races to make up for a mistake. And a foul is whistled the other direction.
I tell you, it's easy to misjudge Cicerone's speed. You got to be careful.
Now I assume that the official was saying that a bit of a dive was taken by Cicerone there.
Oh my.
Settling touch by Illich. But he and Watson couldn't get on the same page. Illich has no problem being a distributor with his back to the goal.
No, and I tell you what, he's so great in tight spaces.
For Ilya, just his 6th match of the season. For Eugene, his 4th, and this was kind of the window of time when those guys got hurt the first month of the year. Looked at the schedule, said, okay, need them back by about now. And here they are. He'll return during the month of July for the Indy 11. I'm not sure at this rate there's going to be much in the way of stoppage time. You have one trainer's visit on the field. So if either of these teams plan on finding the back of the net in the first half, the time is about to be happening. Watson the target. Iose trying to find an angle to slide that ball through, couldn't do it. No, blocked by Dakers. And Watson earns the corner. Nope, off of Watson, excuse me.
Wow. Clever little ball, lifted over the back line.
There will be an added 60 seconds of stoppage time. Very impressed by St. Louis so far. From the home perspective, I think you're seeing this group start to click here in the last 10 minutes. If you're Martin Rennie, what's your message to your guys at halftime, Brad?
I tell you, keep doing what you're doing, but I really like how effective you've been in finding Farias' space out here. Been 3 or 4 different times you've just led him into a gap. He's gotten the ball and he's gotten great opportunities across the box.
Starikoff could get a settling touch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official on the sideline has indicated that a minimum of 1 minute will be added to the end of the first half.
Iose gets higher in the air than his 5'8" status would make you think he would. I think there's not much to hold him down either. Attacking options are available off the bench for Indy in the second half. Tyler Pasher, Dane Kelly, Alioune Jahate. So if you're of the opinion there might be a few more attackers needed in half number 2, you've got those options if you're Martin Rennie.
And that, you know, the thing too with that is it completely changes the complexion of the game because that's a lot of pace.
And that is the end of half number 1. Visitors, impressive. Indy has recovered, settled, adjusted, however you want to describe it, and evenly played.